All right. What's going on? How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the live stream. Thank you guys for coming out today. So glad to have you guys in the house. Let's scoop my chair up a little bit here. Okay. So we're gonna be getting into it, guys. We're gonna be doing some caricature drawing today. Uh, let's go ahead and jump in. Okay. So we're going to start today. I think we're going to be doing expressions, right? Proportions and expressions. Proportion and expression, right? So let's dive in with it, right? Let's do some proportion and expression. Okay. We're just going to do some random pictures here. I'm going to try to save each one that I do. This way we can let's download that image, and we'll just save it, but we'll go ahead and dive in with this one. Okay. So what we're gonna do here, we again, proportion and expression. So each face will have some type of expression to it. Okay. So let's go ahead and do it. We're gonna start with this picture here. Okay. And here we go. So we're going to start with our eyebrow shape. Like this, right? Okay, and then I'm going to do something like this. Okay? So what I did was I kind of created the ambiance of the face. Hey, what's going on? How are you today? And Art Sandeep. What's going on today? How are you? Okay, what's going on, Jay? Thank you so much for those coins. Certainly appreciate it. Okay, so now watch how I put this all together for you. Okay, so we draw a line down there. So I'm gonna go ahead and come back with my marker here. Let's see what we got here. Is this a good marker? It looks like it's good, but you know what? I got plenty of brand new ones here. I just bought some. So Lord, don't make a liar out of me today. Oh, no, it is. Here they are right here. I'll take out 3 of them. These are brand new. Okay. And then let's go ahead and jump in. Okay, so you ready? Let's go ahead and put it together. So what I did here is I made up a skeleton, kind of what I want to do. I start with my eyebrows. Hold on a second, guys. Give me a minute. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had to go out there and get gangster on my sons real quick and get my gang. You living room tripping, right? Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead, guys. All right, let me see here. So we're gonna start with our brow shape here. So I'm gonna do something like this. All right. And I'm gonna draw my other brow shape here. Okay, so I just kind of keep rolling. Let's go with this face shape, this head shape, so I'll just do something like this, right? Because I'm using this to help me see the face. Okay, so watch, I'm doing like this, right? See? And you look at the mustache, and you can see all of this is happening as a result of that part of the face. Okay. Then we'll come here, right? And we want to just what we want to do is we want to wrap around this shape, and then we want to drop down into this shape, creating like a bubble type shape here. Okay, then we're going to go to the back of the face. Okay, then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to create a light line, and then we're going to create our hair line for the rest of the mustache. Okay, we can put some little hairs over here just to kind of even things out a little bit. Okay. Now we'll put a little small ear shape here, just very small, next to the head, right? And then what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go up, okay? We're gonna go over in an oval type shape, Okay, and then we're going to come back into the haircut and come down. The hair just kind of comes over the top and does something like this here. Okay, you can see how you can do that setback little hairdo right there. Okay, all right. So that looked like it was pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy. We're breaking down the expressions today. I'm showing you how I get to my expressions. If you want to take a class with me, you guys can take classes. I do classes at rouserworld.com, right? /classes. So check out my classes. You can do a one-on-one with me, and I'll be glad to show you exactly what I'm thinking about when I'm getting those expressions and those proportions down. Now, let me see here. We also have our Patreon page. So this is my fan support page. Hey, join part of the family, be part of the family. We have some really good drawing videos there. We have lots of friends and companions and other artists that are not taking the caricature art journey alone. So if you don't want to do the caricature art journey all by yourself, you don't want to sit in your room by yourself and look at videos by your board, right? So you want to connect with a family, and we have our little live chat. Sometimes we have a little live stream, you know what I mean? And then I share some of my life, and I share some of my ministry there. So all kinds of different things for you to be entertained by. Please come by and check us out, okay? And then finally, tips are awesome, guys. If you guys want to tip, you can tip at Cash App $Rouser World. You'll see the Cash App there at the bottom of your screen, okay? So let's go ahead and finish up this picture, okay? So when we get to the eye shapes, what I'm going to do here, pretty simple. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do something like this. I'm going to squeeze the shape in. So I want to do something like this. You know what? I want to do this. And then I'm going to do this. Right? Then I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to squeeze in, right? To make the eyes a little bit smaller, right? You see how I did that? Boom. And then boom, right? And then we got our boom, right? And boom, okay? So you can see how I use that centerpiece, that quick centerpiece line, to be able to draw my caricatures and do it with accuracy, proportion, and add some expression in there, okay? So I'm looking at, today we're doing proportion and expression. So just sit back, check it out. Look at what I'm doing. Take a class if you're confused. Hey, Cherish, what's going on? What's going on? Yeah, no, my top tier Patreon is in the house. And friend, hello, Cherish. How are you today? I reached out to you a couple of times online just to be sure you were okay. I know you shared with me that you had some things you were going through, so I was concerned about that. So that's why I had messaged you. But either way, I'm so glad to have you here. Thank you for coming out today and being a part of the stream. Okay, so let's go ahead, guys, and I think we're just going to kind of reserve this stream for the line work. So we really don't need to get into a bunch of shadows and shades and all that. What we're doing today is just the meat and potatoes of what we need to do to be able to get those proportions and those expressions correctly. Okay, all right. So let's go ahead and do our next picture. So again, we're practicing proportion and expression, okay? So what we want to do is let's see if we can find somebody with some expressions. In fact, Pinterest is real good. They have an AI category on here where we can do this, right? So we can say, we can go here and just put AI faces with expressions, with expressions. Let's put real people. And then it'll actually make up pictures based off of what you're talking about. Okay, I don't see really any expressions here, but we got some expressions, so we can do something like this one. Okay? So here you'll see a person that has a lot of expressiveness in their face, right? Okay, so how would we approach that picture? Well, first things first, again, we're going to take our pencil, okay? I use my pencil, and then I kind of think about, what do I want to do with the eyebrows? And once I do that, then I just come down and I form this part of the face. So this is pretty much what I want to do, okay? So once I finish that, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my eyebrow shapes to the top of this, right? And then what I can do here is I can add my eye shapes. So what I would do is this, right? And make it really big and then put these eyes kind of in the middle, right? So you can see she has that kind of a look, right? So we want that in there, and then we can just put some little eyelashes. The idea here is really basically keep it simple. Okay, now we got our nose shape, so we'll put our nose shape just about here because we don't want that to compete with the eyes. And then we just want to do a shape that just opens up like this. Okay, you don't want to try to copy everything. See, if you try to copy the exact shape, you're going to miss. You have to do something that expresses it in a more general form, you know, cartoon type form, you know. So right, we got our tongue in there, right? So she got that. Now all we do is we take the outside of the face and we're just going to kind of come down into this shape here, right? And form our cartoon. Let's go ahead and go to the top of the head here. So we'll just do something like this. We'll just kind of come up around the head, and then we'll come off of this and we'll come down like so, okay? And then we'll just bring the hair over, and we want to look at the overall shape. So if I'm looking at an overall shape, I see something like this, right? And then I got another overall shape, something like this, okay? So I like to stick with my overall shape first, okay? You can put your ears in here, right? Again, I'm not trying to copy anything, and I might put my neck shape here, okay? So just like that. Thank you so much, Cherish. All right, now let's see here. Let's put our little eyelashes on the bottom. Some little lighting in the eyes here, okay? Just like so, okay? And then we'll just go ahead right here, and we'll color in this little spot right here. So I want you guys to pay attention again to how easily I was able to do this just by keeping everything very simple and very, very basic. You can't establish cartoons by doing too much. You gotta know what to put in. Oh, you've been sick. Oh, okay. Yeah, because you remember, Cherish, you had told me about your friend. And so I thought that had something to do with what was, you know, what you were going through. So I decided to drop a line to you. That's all. Okay. All right. So this is pretty much the line work. Only thing you need again is that basic construction line, or what we call in figure drawing. They refer to it as what's the word I'm looking for? They refer to it as action lines. When you're drawing figures, you draw action lines. You can use action lines in the face as well to draw your action. And it doesn't need to be anything complicated. It just needs to be an action line. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so here, if you want, you can add shadows and shades. You really don't need to, but if you want, you can just add some shadow here. Right? See? Dun, dun, dun. And she got some little freckles, right? Okay. And that's her little face right there, right? Okay. Man, it don't look like, you know what? I think TikTok's been TikTok's been kind of falling off a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it's not a good time. I think too, because I think YouTube I just had so many more years on YouTube. Sometimes I have a good crowd on TikTok, sometimes not, but okay. You see that? Look at that. Boom. That's how you do it. You see, so transfer from here to here, completely different situation, but they look the same, right? That's a pretty good thing right there. All right, now let's go ahead and go to our next one. Again, we're doing proportion and expression today. We are on picture number 2. Generally, I try to do about 7 pictures. So proportion and expression, we'll just label this picture number 1, and then we'll label this here. We'll have our picture number 2. Okay, so we're going to go to our next picture here. Let's see what else we got as far as our expressions are concerned. We can just take that away. Okay, let's see here. Okay, look at that one. That's a cool one. Okay. All right. What about this one? Now this, well, I don't know. She looks a little bit, well, what about this one? Okay, so now we got somebody with a mean expression, right? Okay. What is going on with this? I don't know. Anyway, we got a meaner expression. Okay. And so what we're going to do here, right? Note that closing this page may disrupt your live. Okay, so I'm still live, I guess. Okay. Let's see what we're going to do with this one. All right. How would we attack that? All right. Well, the first thing that I would do, let me see. Hold on. Oh, hold on, guys. Okay, so let me see. What would I do to get this one to work out the right way? Let me see here. This is what we're gonna do here. So we're gonna go with our expression. Boom. And boom. And then I'm gonna do my little energy line here. Just like that. Okay. So that's gonna be my face right there. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start building it based off of that. So from this point, I've already settled it in my mind. I'm not tracing anything. Right? I'm not tracing. I'm just doing some stuff here. There we go. So we got this. And then let me see. Something like that, all right? Okay. And then we're gonna go with our eye shapes here. So what I'll do here, let me see. Let me see what I want to do here. Okay, I think I'm gonna do something like this. Something like that. Okay. Right. And then we're gonna do something like this here. Okay, now we got to put our hair on there. Okay. Again, I'm making just real simple lines. That's the hair thing right there. And then I'll go backwards, and then I'm gonna draw my overall shape here. Okay, something like this. Sometimes the hardest part of this is just relying on your training. When you get into certain situations, you want to second guess what you already understand, and so that's something that's to be expected. You're going to struggle with that from time to time, right? Okay. All right, let me see here. Let's go to our here. Right, the jacket, right? Okay. Yes, and then she got some little eyelashes Okay, let's do this right here. Come over here. Okay. And then, you know what? It kind of looks like I got everything I want there. Let's put some lighting in the eyes. And then maybe some little eyelashes, eyelash pieces just around here. I stuck out her bottom lip. Well, her lip is stuck out of the bottom. I don't know. That's what it looked like, right? Okay, and then we'll come back and we'll take out our little line here. Okay. Our little teardrop line. Okay. Okay. And then we can do our shadow. Something like that. Okay. I might even color the hair in on this one with my little marker. Let me show you how I would do that. Well, she looked pretty. She looked pretty, like protruded right now. Okay, and then we see here. So this part right here, they just do a little impressionism here. Just kind of just go up and down with it. Okay, right. Good. Eyebrows and eyelashes, right? Hmm? Okay. Okay, and I think that's it, guys. Okay, we did a pretty good one right there, right, with the expression. So today we're doing expressions. We're doing expressions and proportions. So if you guys are struggling with expression and proportion, you're in the right live stream, right? Okay. So I did like a little cartoon of her. I don't know what I was thinking about. I don't know. I feel like I feel like it generally does look like her, without me copying the picture. You get what I'm saying? I won't copy nothing, but I want the idea of it. So I like the way those eyes was put together, and then especially again, I was careful about that little skeleton. That little skeleton in the middle of the drawing is really what's like. It really gives me a sense of direction when I'm drawing. So I definitely recommend that. It is so much easier on your likenesses, okay? So again, we're doing expressions, right? Expressions and proportion. So we're going to find another picture here. Now this one, she looks a bit more concerned, right? Somebody looks concerned here, right? We have some concerning news, right? What happened? What happened? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draw a picture of her real quick, okay? So again, what I want to do is I want to get a quick idea of what I want for the expression. Thanks, Cherish, I appreciate you. A quick idea of what I want for the expression of the drawing. So what I want to do here is I want to, let me actually turn this paper over. It's kind of up there. Okay, so here we go, watch. So this is my expression. Once I figure that out, okay, so this is what I'm looking for. So you can see right here, it feels like her, right? Feels like what she's doing. So if it feels like, once I get that idea that it feels like her already, then I can either take off with the head shape, I can go with the inner shapes first, it really doesn't matter at this point. I mean, like for instance, I just want to go here, right? I can go down here, right? I can come over here, right? I can come here and draw my hair shapes, right? Draw my ear shape over here. Sometimes I like to start like this, and then I'll just come across. This is the roundness of the front of the hair, so we're just gonna kind of keep this shape simple. 1, 2. Okay, I don't do a lot of movement of my pen, just 1 or 2 little things to give you an idea of what's going on. Okay, we'll just kind of kiss it back in. Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just do the little band around the head like this. Okay, and then I'll come back and I'll get the whole overall shape, which again, you want to look at an overall shape. Big mistake cartoonists make is not seeing overall shapes before they draw things. So they try to draw strands of hair and then think and don't trust that this works for some reason, but it doesn't. It's really powerful if you put it to use, okay? All right, and then we got our next shape, which will be down here somewhere, okay? Just like so, okay? All right, what the heck is going on now? Okay, it looks like all my comments, this thing is messing up really bad here. Okay, hold on, let me turn it on. I'm hoping that, let me see something here, guys. I'm gonna turn off my, what camera is this? This is this. So I'm gonna turn that off, and then I'm gonna go over here. Hold on a second, guys. I'm gonna go over here to YouTube real quick. Okay. Let me go over here. I want to see what's going on. Okay, so it looks like we're still live, but it's just that this program is doing, okay. And then we got top chat. Let's do live chat. Okay, start goal. 10 super chats. Let me see. Hold on a second. Okay. Hold on. Let me see here. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. All right, guys, so now let's go ahead and do the rest of our picture here. So we're gonna go to, what the heck? Oh, okay. I thought something was messed up there. Okay, there we go. All right, let me see here. Now we're gonna go to, let me see. Okay, all right, here we go. So we're gonna do this. Right, and if you look at our brow expression, we already got that down in there, real simple. Okay. Now what we want to do here, we want something round like this. We don't want, right? We want to do something like this. We want to keep it general. Okay, because if you don't, your picture ain't gonna look like a cartoon. You see? See here, we got the nose coming out right here, maybe about somewhere around here. All right, and we just want to keep it little. Okay, and then we'll just do like this. Let me see. Would I do like this? Let me see. Let me think about it. Yeah, something like this. I didn't mean to. Oh, there we go. I don't know, something like that. I don't know. Here we go. I just did it. There you go. Okay. All right. Let me see here. So now we'll just go ahead and erase this. Okay. I think she's pretty done. Let's go ahead and add a lip over the top here. Oh, we already did so. All right, let's do this right here. And then 1, 2, 3. Okay. Color this in. And then we'll get the shape in the middle. Okay. Okay. So I think that one came out pretty good. I don't really need to, you can put some little lines in here if you want with your thin marker, right? You just keep your little thin one like this, and they can do like little lines inside of the hair to keep it blonde, right? And then we'll add some black here. This I'm gonna use, I'll use, what do I have? Yeah, that one right here. Okay, let me see here. Okay, so there we have it, guys. That is picture number 4. Okay. Okay, again, I'm doing proportion and expression today. Proportion and expression. If you're having problems with your proportions, you're having problems with your expressions, I'm the guy you need to see, right? Okay. All right, let me see here. Let's go to our next picture. So that's number 4. We got 5, 6. We've got 3 more drawings left, guys. We're going to do a word of the day, and then we're going to get you guys out of here, okay? I'm not going to make the stream long today, okay? I promise you that. I will not make it long for you today. Don't forget, guys, tips are awesome if you feel like you're benefiting from the stream today, okay? So let's go ahead and put up our next model. Looking for a good expression for us to draw. Maybe something like, wow, I'm learning some things here. So how many, let me see, what about, let me see. Yeah, look at that. Okay. So these are what real caricature is when you start drawing and you're seeing something in the picture. You're not just drawing somebody like on a paper that is just there, not doing anything. Caricature is generally, as I grow in learning to do this, I can see where my caricatures in the beginning, while they I feel like were good drawings, I feel like I still had some work to do in the area of communicating what I wanted to say. So I didn't have to, I feel a lot freer now because of the consistent amounts of practice. So here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn everything sideways. So I'm looking at her eyebrow relationship, okay? And then once I got the relationship, then I just come down here and I'm gonna do a shape that kind of stretches, right, and comes up. So I want something that looks like this. So this shape right here kind of needs to fall like a, it needs to be looking like a teardrop shape, like it's kind of dropping down, like a drop of water, right? So it's pulling from the eyebrows, like this shape here pulls. If you look at the eyebrow shape, it kind of pulls down, right? Okay, so we want that. In fact, here I'm gonna make an extreme pull, but you could just keep it simple like that. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it like this, go straight down, right? And just like that, and you got that pull shape, right? So what that does, it's gonna give me, let me see here. So I'm looking at these right? So that's my eyebrow shape. Here goes my glasses here. So what I might do is put those in, just to give me a little bit of location awareness, right? You see, I got my nose shape here. So my nose shape is literally going to come a little outside of this, but it's also going to come to the inside, right? And then we have our shape, right? Something like that, right? Okay, so this will be like what her mouth is doing right here, right? Okay, and then we have the little line that comes to the bottom of the mouth, and then we have our little chin right here, okay? Now what we're going to do here is we're going to come back with the eye shape, right? We don't want nothing to compete with our eye shape, so we might do like this. Right, so you can see she's already like, oh, right? Okay, so she's looking pretty good right there. All right, now what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna come around the back end. Okay. And I might add some little eyelashes here in just this little section, because I don't want anything to compete with my eyeball here. So I don't have to really necessarily put a line on the outside of that. I can do a shadow. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of wrap around this shape here. I'm going to kind of line into, make a thin line here. I'm going to come out with a thin line. But then as I come down, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stretch that line all the way down here to maintain the stretchiness of the face. Okay, we're going to maintain the stretchiness of the face. Now, real quick, guys, let me give you some information. If you guys want to take a class with me, don't forget to take a class. I do one-on-one Zoom classes to teach you caricature. 101 rouserworld.com/classes. If you want to learn how to become a caricaturist, you want somebody to practice drawing with you just because you hate drawing alone by yourself, take a class with me online, right? You might not never decide to do this ever in your life, but you just need a pencil buddy. I'll be a pencil buddy, okay? And I'll teach you about caricature at the same time. So sign up for one of our classes, rouserworld.com/classes. Then we do have our Patreon page. This is if you would like to become a part of our family. I'd love for you to be a part of my family. You know, this way we can hang out, we can chit chat, we can talk about other family members, right? We can showcase our work there. And we even get a lot of videos. We get some videos. You get some. I even put up behind the scenes stuff so you can see the ridiculousness of my life sometimes. Now, I'm no professional film editor, but I feel like I keep my videos pretty, pretty entertaining. You know, I share some of my other talents, like my love for the piano. Yes, I love it. And I've been doing some more singing and piano playing here recently. So it's a really good thing. And then finally, we have our tips are awesome, guys. If you guys feel like you're benefiting from the stream today, or you just like me, because I don't know, for whatever reason, right? Because of my funkles in the background. Tips are awesome. All right, thanks, guys. I appreciate you now. Thank you for being generous. Let's go ahead, guys, and get into the rest of the picture. So I'm gonna come over here again. I'm just gonna come back, use a little light line here. I don't want nothing too heavy. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and put our ear shape. Now, older people's ears get a little bit saggier and bigger as they get older. So we don't want to draw some perfect shaped ears because that's gonna throw away our resemblance. You get what I'm saying? So we don't want to do that. Let me move this over here. All right, now let's go to the top of the head here. So we're gonna go up. We're just gonna create a circular type situation here. Again, the power of basic shapes and drawing exactly what you see. All right, let's go around the top of the head here. And let's just do this little shape here, right? And then we'll come around the head, right? And then we'll come down here, then we'll go here, then we'll go here, then we'll come down here, and then we'll come back here, right? And then we'll come here, and then we'll do like a little bit of a line, right? Because she has like a little bit of a, right? She has a little turkey neck going on there, right? All right, that's a little funny. And then we'll just do a little shape like so. And off of that shape, we'll just add our little collars to our shirt, right? She's like, ah, what's going on? Right. So that's her, right? Doing her thing, right? And so what I want to do now, maybe we can, I don't know. Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo-doo. What is that? I don't know. Gotta mess it up. Let's put some flowers in there. Maybe we can just throw a little theme in there with it. I'm getting nice and warmed up here now. I'm ready to go. Okay, then if you want to put your little lines in, again, you do that afterwards. Because now you have a shape that you can work from to be able to do things. Right? Okay. All right, let me see here, guys. So let's check it out here. Okay. All right, and so let's go ahead and take this little piece out here. Yesterday I had to do a picture with about 11 people in it. It was pretty crazy. 11 people. Just like this, okay? All right, there we go. So now all we have to do is do our shadow, which we don't have to do shadows. But if we weren't, remember I told you I'll use shadows over here instead of, you know what I'm saying? Like that. Maybe here I might color all this in, right? Right. Okay. So this is I don't know. I think I'm done with this one. Let me see. Color that in with a black one. Yeah, I think that one works out a lot better when you do it that way. Right. Okay. All right. So therefore, I think I'm done with this one. So this one was number 5. So we got 2 more drawings left in the live stream. Okay, guys? Okay. All right. So there you go. There you have it, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead to our next drawing here. Okay, let's see here. I've never done an expression like that before. That looks pretty funny. Let's do it. So you can do some. Oh yeah, you see how funny those are right there? These are funny ones. I gotta screenshot this one. Hold up. Just so if I ever do this again. Oh crap. Hold on. Okay, wait. Hold on, guys. There we go. Screenshot. Download. Okay, hold up. Let's go back. And they got some more screenshots. They got some more of them over here. Let's try this guy. Expressions 101, right? Okay, so we're doing expression and proportion. How do you make your picture say something? How do you make it say something? Well, you want to draw the basic expression of the face first, okay? So here I might do this, one, right? I might do this, and then I'll come over here and do this, watch. Okay, so this is what the face feels like to me before I start drawing a picture, right? So I might do this. You know what? What I do? You know what? I'm gonna do it this way because it's inside, but it's short or long compared to. You know what? I'm gonna do it anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna go here. Okay. I'm not gonna break rank. Okay. All right. Then I'm gonna do this. Let me see. Okay. And then I'm gonna do this. I don't know. Put some teeth under here, maybe. Maybe some teeth here. Oh, I kind of closed it more than I should have, but that's okay. Okay. Then I'm gonna go down here. Okay, with my expression. All right, now let's go ahead and add my chin shape here. It's a little square. Okay, do my eye shapes. Let's see if we can get these in here right. You can see, I'm gonna do this. What if I do? I don't know. I mean, it looks like him, right? Okay, wait. Let's see. Got a little roundness here, so we want this roundness to stay in here. So I'm gonna come over here like this. And then I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna put my hat right here. Little ear shape here. Okay. All right, there we go. What the heck's going on, man? What are they doing? Okay. Then I'm gonna go to my hat shape here. And put my little hair coming out of the hat there. Okay. Good shape right there. All right. Now, how to get that in there. And then maybe if I put some dark over here and here. And in here, right? You got all the teeth in there, right? Okay. And now we're going to erase our initial line of energy. Okay. You want to learn more about energy lines, how to get more expressiveness in your picture, don't forget to take a class with me. And I'll explain to you more about how this works. Okay. When you take a class with me, helps to support the channel, helps to support me. And in turn, I can support, I can help you. So. All right. So we got this is number 6. So it looks like we got one more picture that we're going to be doing here. So I'm just going to add just a bit of shading here. Okay. Okay, we just want to draw pictures looking at a camera. We want to draw pictures that say stuff, right? You see how these look more fun, right? More fun, right? More bounce to the ounce, right? Okay, like that right there. This black marker here, put it to work, right? Got his little, okay. And then I guess I'll do like this here. All right, something like that. Okay, all right. So, oh, woohoo! I almost got on my white shirt. I was almost pissed off right there. Okay, now so that is Joy New Metal number 6. Okay, of our expression and proportion, a live stream. Okay. And we're going to go ahead here to our next one, okay? I think that one came out pretty cool. Actually, I think that's the best I've ever, because I tried this guy before. I tried that expression before, and I wasn't able to land it, but something about this new way that I'm looking at it is really helping me, right? I'm just going to put that little top lip there. But go back, check it out. Look at what I was doing. You can kind of follow, you draw along with me and see what you can decipher, from that. Let's go ahead and do number 7. Get that out the way. So we've been here about 54 minutes. Okay, cool. Making good time. All right, so let's go to our next little expression drawing. Okay, expressions and proportions. All right, so let's go down here and see what kind of expressions we have. Okay, we got a thinking expression. What kind of expression do you guys like here? You see one you like? Does anybody see one that they like? Okay, let me see. I don't know. I like this one. You know why I like it? Because she has braces on. So I like it. So I'm gonna try this one right here. Okay. All right. So how would I break into this picture right here? I don't know. Let me see. I think. Let me see what I would do here. I'll do this. That's it. And then what I'll do here, you can virtually start the picture from anywhere once you know the energy of the picture. Once you got the energy, you golden, right? Let me see. Now this one, I kind of did the same thing as the other one. Right? Then you got your top lip here. Got your gum line. Right? And then I'll just put some. Some braces there, right? Yeah. Okay. Come over here. Okay. All right. You're gonna have to explore this. Yeah, we got it, Italian New York. This is a little something I came up with out of the tool bag. Matter of fact, my next month's Patreon mini course will be about this. So next month I'm gonna I've already started on the videos now. You know, you guys gotta forgive me. I'm but one man, and I'm trying to be in several places at once. And though my omnipresence buffoons most people, it's very hard on me being at multiple places at one time, right? Yeah, but I got you. All right, and glad to see you here, Italian. Thanks for coming out, man. All right, let's get to the top of the drawing here. Hold on. This is a little bit round here. And let's get a whole shape here. See, one thing I didn't learn about the hair was the hair is actually just something wrapping around a shape. So the more you use the basic idea, the basic shape, you don't have to think about what you want to draw as much. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to our so watch this. We'll do this here. Watch this. Oh, I did that too much. Okay, well, I don't know. I might be able to get away with it. No, I didn't. I did it right. Because I don't want to curve it. I just want to do like this, and then I can just go boom, boom. Right? Right? Something like this. So you got like a little... I don't know, something like that. Okay, put a little bit of darkness in here. So I'm just gonna grab this other marker here. Right on, Joe. Thanks, Joe. I hope you guys are able to catch up with me soon. Don't forget, man, to join me up on Patreon, guys. If y'all, I need your support, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep putting it out for you know what I'm saying? So it does help, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, Italian New York, for supporting me on Patreon. And you know what I mean? I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I know one thing. Ain't nobody entitled to nothing around here. So I'm grateful, man. Thanks, guys. Cherish, thank you. Everybody. Okay. Rouser is grateful. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and erase our little lines here. Okay. I guess we're not going to do that extra hour of stream time because nobody did a super sticker today. Like we don't want to see you that bad, right? I get it, man. Hey, man, I'm just joshing around. Okay, some shadow here. Shadow. Yeah, the mercy in the shadows. Right. Okay. And let me see here. All right, and let me see here. I'm just gonna put some little baby hairs here, and then we're done. I'm gonna be going to work here in a little bit. Hopefully, I can get a little something going on. Ah, man, what is going on with these? I don't know. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is number 7. Okay. So, guys, we did about 7 different pictures. So, what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and start preparing for our word of the day. If you guys have not been here for the word of the day before, share it out to every live stream so that we're not just learning to draw, we're learning how to, live. Today was about proportion and expression. I'm going to give you guys just give me a few minutes. Uh, Yes, yes, yes. Yes, I am Italian New York. The bundle is still going on. We're going to kind of keep it at the bundle thing right now. Um, that's just what me and my wife have decided. So at this point, we're not trying to make you have to move out of your house, or get your car repoed to take classes with me. So we try to make it, that it's fair for everybody. Plus, it gives me somebody to talk to during the day, other than my wife, right, and my kids. I need friends, man. I need friends. Okay. All right. Let me get a second, guys. I'll be right back, and then we're gonna get back into our word of the day. Okay. Give me a sec. Okay, guys. So welcome back. I'm so glad that you guys were able to come to the live stream with me. That was super awesome. We're gonna go ahead and get into our word of the day. I'm going to turn this off really quick. So before I do the word of the day, thank you, God, just for another day. Thank you for life in my body, breath in my body. Thank you for my children, my wife, my friends, my church family, my Patreon family, my YouTube family. You guys here, I just pray for you and your families. I know we all go through things, and now more than ever, I think that we really, people are starving for connection. You know what I mean? A lot of the world has become a very uh, uh, divided, place. People are more in their own corner than ever before, than I've ever experienced in my 53 years of living. I've never seen anything quite like this. So that's why I won't spread any more garbage or propaganda about like stuff that doesn't matter. I'm going to share the word of God. I'm going to live the rest of my life on purpose, because living my life this way brings me joy. It brings me happiness, and it brings joy and happiness to the lives of others. This is one of the main reasons why I chose to do caricature. It was not just because, uh, you know, at first, I will admit, at first it was because I did need a job. I came through a desperate situation in my life. For many of you that don't know about my life, um, I was I made some bad choices when I was young. That those choices sent me uh, to a place I didn't want to go, and a place you don't want to go, where I had to spend many years of my life And unfortunately, once I was returned to the Free Society, I was able to. I came out here. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a shirt, a pair of pants. I didn't have a pair of shoes. I didn't have a wife. And this happened. All of this happened around. I think that was about 2010 when that happened. When I was, you know. So that was a long. It was a that long time ago when this happened. But it was when I came back out here. It was 2010. So from 2010 till 26, I've been. God's been being faithful. He's been, I met my wife. Uh, I Caricature became something that I did because, again, um, uh, not a lot of businesses and corporations and things of that nature. They didn't want to give me a chance to to show that I had become better. You know what I mean? Sometimes, and I understand that they don't have to do that or whatever. But God gave me favor where I needed favor at, all on a river walk in San Antonio, Texas. This is when I learned that I wanted to be a caricaturist, whether it was for a job at first. It eventually turned into something where I saw that it made people smile, it made them happy, and specifically the way that I drew the caricature. Um, I don't know. I never thought about making people ugly or being offensive to their face. I don't draw those type of caricatures. And apparently there was a market for that, and God knew about it, and so He ushered me in. And uh, after that, I met my wife. We had children. I take care of my whole family just from drawing caricatures, and so this is why I kind of got into caricature. And then, of course, now because I'm truly interested in what pleases the Lord, and and that's why I do this stream still, because I know that I need it. Be number one, or maybe I should say number two. But first of all, I know that you guys need it. You need, we all need some guidance in this thing called life, and I like to take this time and share the scripture and also share some testimony with you. So that's why we do this word of the day. So I welcome you, fam. If you guys have never been here before, thank you for becoming part of the family. Let's go ahead and dive in. So our word of the day today is going to be priority. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put my Bible here. I'm going to put some paper, and let's write that word down. Let's write that word. If you're a note taker, you can write down the word priority, okay? And what the word priority, what is that? I don't know, what does that mean? What that means, number one on your list, right? And generally, I find that your life goes in the direction of where your priority is. Whatever's number one on your list, that's the direction your life's going to go in. If your number one priority is your family, you're going to be with your family all the time. The Bible says it in a different way. It says, "So where a man's heart is, that's somewhere where his heart is, or where he is, that's where his treasure is." Wherever you are physically at most of the time, that is where your treasure is. Okay, whatever you think about most of the time, that's where your treasure is. Okay, let's not fool ourselves to think that you think about one thing, but your treasure is actually somewhere else. That's not feasible. Okay, so let's talk about this priority. And what does it say here in our Bible study? It says, "Don't let the good thing become more important than the necessary thing." Don't let, right, the good thing, don't let the good thing, right, excuse me, become more important than the necessary thing. Okay? If we go to the Bible, we're going to go to the book of Luke. Okay, really quick. So if you have your Bible, go ahead and turn to Matthew, Mark, Luke, right? Luke and John, right? So we're going to go to Luke, and we're going to go to chapter 10, and then we're going to go to verse 40, 10 and 42. Okay, so let's go there real quick. And let me get my marker here so I can just mark where we're at. So we're at 10 and 42. 41, 42. Okay. So let me just go ahead and give you a quick story about this. Okay. Uh, it says Jesus visits Martha and Mary. As Jesus and the disciples continued on their way to Jerusalem, they came to a certain village, right, where a woman named Martha welcomed him into her home. Her sister Mary, now Mary is sitting at the Lord's feet and listening to what he is teaching. So we can picture Mary sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening to him intently, trying to gain knowledge, almost like a student in a class. She feels like Jesus knows everything that she needs to know. And while Martha is there, Mary is at the feet of Jesus. Martha's doing kitchen work. Martha's in the backyard. Martha's trying to prepare the house. Martha's doing everything. And eventually, Martha, if we keep reading here, it says, but Martha was distracted by the big dinner that she was preparing. Okay, she was doing something. It says, so she came to Jesus and said, Lord, doesn't it seem unfair to you that my sister just sits here while I do all the work? Right? So she's like, look, what she gets to sit here and just listen to you while I'm doing all this work around the house. And then he said, over here it says, tell her to come and help me. So she's telling Jesus, tell my sister to come help me. She can talk to you later. And then, but the Lord said to her, my dear Martha, okay, it says, you are worried and upset over all of these details. Okay, but there is only one thing worth being concerned about. And Mary has discovered it, and it will not be taken away from her. So what Jesus says to her is, there's only one thing she needs to be concerned about, and that's me right now. The Jesus. That's it. You need to be, she needs to, where her attention is at is in the right place. Where your attention at is in the wrong place. The most important thing, the most necessary thing that you need, that we need in this life is not stuff, not a car, not a clothes, not a woman, not a kid, not a nothing. We first need the first thing, the priority thing, which is that relationship with God. That's the relationship that we need first, okay? Now, excuse me. Basically, all this is trying to say, and I'm going to keep it short for you, is that sometimes the most important thing isn't what we're doing. So in this case, she's cleaning up the house and she's thinking that getting the house in order is more important than talking to Jesus. So she says sometimes the most important thing isn't that, but the most important thing in that time is who we're listening to. You get it? So who are we listening to? In other words, you understand what I'm saying? So we may need to be, for instance, we go to church and we'll look at, oh, that brother over there isn't dressed the right way, or that sister over there isn't sitting the right way, or this brother over here don't have the right kind of shoes on to come into the church. And we're not paying attention to the pastor, right? We're not paying attention to what God wants us to get from this trip to his house today, on this Sunday or this Wednesday or whatever you're doing. You're so focused on everything else, you can't get that message. Okay, so sometimes the most important thing, the first takeaway that we're doing, is also what we're listening to. It's not so much about what we're doing, it's about what we're listening to. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now the second part of our study says, don't let what else about priority? What else about priority do we need to know? Okay, it says, don't let good things distract you from the necessary thing. Okay, so there are a lot of good things. Jesus didn't tell Martha that serving was wrong. Okay, so cleaning up your house and getting it ready for the party was not wrong. Okay, it was a good thing, actually. You get what I'm saying? It was a good thing. He told her that she was careful and troubled about many things. Okay, so Jesus didn't tell Martha that serving was wrong. He told her that she was careful and troubled by many things. So basically, he's saying to her that Mary has uh, a calm, focused mind, and you have a mind that's out of order and in disarray. Okay, careful and troubled, a mind that is careful, that means overly cautious. Maybe we might relate this to somebody that's maybe a germaphobe. Maybe every time you ever seen a person that's a germaphobe, so every time they go somewhere, they see germs everywhere, so they can't touch anything. They don't want anything to be dirty around them. So it's like that's the only thing their mind is troubled. Okay, it's careful and troubled at the same. Careful and troubled. That's what that scenario is. So Mary had this, or Martha had this mind, right, that was careful and troubled and distracted, and she wasn't taking the proper time to spend with the source, which was Jesus in this situation. The very thing that could get her life in order, the very person that could get her life in order and get it back on track, she had her priorities out of order. So, what else is God telling us? Again, don't let things distract you, right, from the necessary thing. Don't let a good thing, don't let something that's even good distract you from what's necessary. My son got a baseball game this weekend, or he can go to church. There's not a question here. That's a good thing for him to play baseball, right? But it's a necessary thing for him to be in church. You understand what I'm saying? And so God's ways, if you think about God's ways, are very opposite from the way we operate in the world. We're constantly thinking about our next appointment and making all these plans and stuff like that. And God didn't bring us here for any of that. He brought us here for his glory and for his purpose. And when we align ourselves with that, we just start living a better life. Everything is more fulfilling. You're just a happier person. I walked through this situation myself. I went from the anxiety and the drug abuse and all that stuff. I went through all of it. And nothing, no drug that I took feels better than Jesus. No drug, no alcohol that I drank feels better than Jesus. None. Nothing that I do in this life gives me the satisfaction of Jesus and God and how and what he's doing in my life. So I'm passionate about it, and I'm telling you, sharing my own testimony that this works. So if you want to take my word about art, okay, great. You see that I could, you taking my word about art, but more than that, please, even in art, this actually applies. Okay, if you have a mind that is too careful and too troubled and you try to draw, you ain't going to be able to do it because you're not doing what is necessary, right? To get there. You're only dealing with good things. You keep practicing what you already know how to do, right? Or maybe, right, you're trying to be like somebody else that God didn't call you to be. Maybe you saw another artist and you want to be like them, so you're comparing it. And maybe your great work is being overshadowed in your own mind by work that's not as not the not purposeful as God wanted it to be for you. You understand? It's not using for being used for the purpose it needs to be used for because you're questioning something that God did for you. So remember not to let those good things distract you from the necessary thing. There are plenty of good things we can spend our time on, guys, but good things can become distractions when they pull us away from God. So watch your missing church. I've never seen anybody win that doesn't go to church. Nobody. If you ain't going to church, now winning by the world standard is I got a lot of money. That's what the world would. I said we think differently. We're talking about your spiritual man. We're talking about true self-control, not this outside image, not this mad guy that just got a bunch of money because he's a great negotiator. That has nothing to do with success according to the kingdom. Okay? If you want kingdom, right, success, it has nothing to do with those things. It has to do with doing the things that are necessary to get there, to put yourself in a position to receive. Okay? It says, Jesus said in Mark 63, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added unto you. So God's telling you, hey, do what's necessary first, and I'll give you everything, right? I'll give you everything that your heart, the desires of your heart is what he's saying. The desires of your heart. Seek him first. He'll get the work done for you, and then he'll bless you with some things inside of there that you didn't even work for. Let me say it again. You do what's necessary first. Like let me give you an example that was told to me at the men's meeting this morning. We had a men's meeting at our church, and we were talking about Solomon, wisest man to ever live, right? Richest man to ever live. He's becoming a king, right? God's about to appoint him as a king. God goes to him and says, "Look, I'm gonna make you king of all these people. I'm gonna put you in charge of everything. I got this purpose for you." And then he says, "Now tell me what you need. Tell me whatever you ask for right now. I'll make sure I give it to you." Now Solomon sat here and he thought, and he asked him, he says, "God, give me the wisdom to know between right and wrong." He says, "I want to be wise. I want to be wise enough to be able to lead these people. After all, who is wise enough to lead your people? I want you to personally give me the wisdom and instruction that I need to be wise." And God said to him, he looked at him and just paused, and he was like, "That was a good answer." He said, "Because you asked, because you didn't ask for anything for yourself. You didn't ask me for no money. You didn't ask me for a car. You didn't ask me for anything. You asked me for wisdom. Okay, since you didn't ask for nothing for yourself, I'm going to grant you that wish. I'm going to make you the wisest man to ever live. However, I'm going to throw some things in there. I'm also going to make you the richest guy that ever lived. Right? I'm also going to make you the most successful guy. I'm also going to make your tenure and leadership the most blessed time in history for this land. I'm going to do all of this stuff, right? In addition to what you asked me for, because you did what was necessary. Okay? Sometimes we don't, in this world, we're all concerned about retirement. We're always concerned about being a great grandparent. We're all concerned about all of these things, right? But what if, right? But the thing is, nothing showed me better than my grandmother, my wife's grandmother. Me and her became quite tight. And she lived all the way to her old age and never had a retirement plan. She worked and did all that, never had a retirement plan, was taken care of until the day she died. You know how I know? Because I was the one taking care of her. Okay, God brought me here. You see, she didn't ask for that. Only thing she was doing what was necessary, right? To raise her kids. God brought me here. God brought my wife here, brought a team around her. I was here. I watched her took her last breath. I picked her up off the floor every night whenever she fell. If she went, I went to church, she went to work. If she had to go to church, I had to go to that. If she needed to have her breakfast made, I made her breakfast. You know what I'm saying? And she lived almost to 100 years old. Not, you get what I'm saying? So we had a lot of blessings, but she got that extra because she was doing the necessary things, right? To become close to God and to align herself with his will and not her own will. Okay. So finally, here, let me finish up. It says here, notice the word first. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Notice the word first. Before the ministry, before the work, before serving others, seek him first. So even if you want to join a ministry, even if you want to choose a job, even if you want to go do something for somebody else, you still need to consult with God to see whether he wants you to do that first. Because it looks like a good thing to join that ministry. But that's not what he asked you to do. It's not the best place for you. See, God knows the best place for you. You understand? Okay. Now, the takeaway. What are we supposed to take away from all of this? Priority. Prioritize. Okay? Put God before what you do for God. Excuse me 1 second, guys. Okay. I'm sorry, I thought I was going to do it, but my wife beat me to it. The kids was acting up out there. Okay, so put God before what you do for God. Let me say it again. Put God before what you do for God. Okay? Ask his permission first. I'm doing it for God. No, did he say for you to do that? Or is there something more necessary that you need to do? And that's why he hadn't, let's not put the horse ahead of the carriage kind of thing. You can be busy serving Jesus and still you could be missing sitting at his feet like Mary and listening for what he wants you to do next. You could be up cleaning up the house and all that, and you missed all the instructions. You don't know what to do next. After she finished, she's sitting down and she just feels restless because there's still more to do. There's still more to do. There's still more to do. But Jesus already told her over here, look, I hired a cleaning company. I hired a cooking company. She didn't even have to do all that. You see? He's telling Mary over here, the most necessary thing was for her to get her instructions from me, because now she wouldn't be over there freaking out, even though she did everything. Why she's still freaking out? Because she's worried that she overlooked something or something. Martha was working for Jesus, but Mary was taking time to be with Jesus. Priority. Don't let the good thing become more important than the necessary thing. That's not just in your spiritual walk, but that's in this physical world too. Whatever you do, whatever it is, follow the directions and keep the priorities in order, and you'll experience a much smoother ride. Okay? So, guys, that is our word of the day. I want to thank you guys for coming out today. That was so awesome of you. Again, guys, I just want to go ahead. I'm going to flip off my music here because I know we got the music playing here. So I'm going to give you guys some information about classes. Let's go ahead and put this over to the side. If you guys want to take a class with me, remember I do classes at rouserworld.com/classes. So if you guys want to take a class with me, you can screenshot this. We do all of our classes, my classes through Zoom. Just go look at that, look at the calendar, pick a day that works for you, and then we'll schedule that class, and then I'm looking forward to meeting you. All right. The next thing is our Patreon page. We'd love to have you as a part of our family. A new brother, a new sister, come join our family. We have a lot of artists, really, really good people. Cherish, Miss Ebony, just everybody, Tiny New York, Frank. Everybody's just, we got good family over there. I'm gonna be really active in Patreon here in these coming months. Because I really want to connect more with you guys as a family, with the chats. By the way, Frank, thank you for at least for commenting on the chat that I started on Patreon. I don't know if the rest of you guys had saw that, but I started a little chat just to kind of figure out what you guys wanted me to do as far as material and stuff. So feel free to chat back and forth with me. Also, send me your prayer requests. I like to pray with you, pray for you. You know what I'm saying? And I also want to do a Bible study night there on Patreon just for us to to be able to bond more, because like I said, right now, what we need more than ever is we need to come together. We need to come together. We need to come together. People, we need real, not no AI, not no fake people coming together. We need real people, real men and women, real brothers and sisters, digging in, finding the gold nuggets of the Bible and sharing their testimony. We need to be encouraging one another, because you know what? If we don't, we're going to be walking around here looking like Martha. We're going to be walking around here cleaning up everything and stressed up about everything, thinking we got to do everything, or everything ain't going to get done. When Jesus didn't put us here to save the earth, he just told us to get together, right? Do not forsake the assembling of ourselves, and to treat others, to treat our brothers and sisters like we want to be treated. Okay, so go on over to Patreon, check it out, guys. I'd love to have you as part of the family. of believers, okay, and artists, okay. Thank you guys for that. And then also we have our tips. Tips are awesome. So if you guys did enjoy the live stream where you know the drawing, obviously the word of God should never have a price put on it. So I didn't. That's not what that's about. But if you did enjoy the live stream, the Bible says a man didn't eat work he should not eat. And so you know I did a little work. So trying to eat, right? So thank you so much, guys. Other than that, that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm going to go out here and get to work. You guys enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I love all of you guys. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless your children. Just everything that has to do with you. You're going to be blessed today, coming and going. But remember where your loyalty must lie. First with Christ, first with God, and then with the things of the world. You guys have a great night. Again, God bless you.